Good morning, grade 10. Welcome to your first ever home-based learning video. I know it's a little late, but I thought this might be the best way to introduce the unit and the project. You can always come back to it and listen to answer any of your questions or just see the assignment again or my face if you want to. Today, the video is about, it's about our next unit, which is on human sexuality. And so this is the final of this grade 6, grade 8, grade 10 courses that you take, and it is on sexuality. The course name I think is Healthy Adult Living or something like that, and it is based off of two books. There's one, and it's Every Young Man's Battle, and that's the book the boys will be reading, and the girls will be reading Every Young Woman's Battle. Every Young Woman's Battle, and it walks you through the for boys and girls the struggles with sexuality and mostly focusing on porn and um, how the world has distorted it, how we've made it something other than what God has designed for it, which makes it a hard course to teach online. And so I've spent quite a bit of time thinking about, do I do group discussions, chat rooms, things like that, or what is the best way to approach this? And um, what we will be doing is you will have readings throughout this week or throughout um, the weeks to come, different sections. I'll explain that all later, what goes into the readings and the work that you do. But basically, we'll be doing readings. You will be doing reflections, creating a website for these reflections, and then we will have virtual meeting sessions. The boys will be with me where we'll discuss some of the things from the books, topics, different things that have come up as a group, and then probably every other week for boys. The other weeks will be the girls will be meeting, and you'll get to hopefully do it with Miss Jenna or Miss Lauren. So one of the two will be the ones who will be facilitating discussions about what this is. I know that you know the other class did this last time, so I've changed the project just a little bit here and there from what they did because they had me there. We had in-class discussions and things like that, so it looks a little bit different for you guys, but um, hopefully the skeleton is still the same. You'll hopefully get the same learning from it. So sexuality, okay, is something that is not talked about very often. It's usually hush hush and at home or in the church, but in the world today, it's hyper. It's just everywhere, right? Every movie you ever watch has got some sexual jokes in it. People are trying to dress as scandalous as possible, right? There's bad scenes everywhere. There's billboards. What advertisements, music is always about who's sleeping with who, those kinds of things, and so it really distorts what it is. And I want to remind you that in Genesis, when God created humans, He said, I made them male and female, and that was good. And I want to emphasize that He created you, and He didn't mess up when He said you're a boy or you're a girl and you'll have to go through puberty and these kinds of things are going to be the norm for you because of your biological limitations, or maybe they're not limitations, they're wonderful things, but it is created good. God's desire for you is to live a healthy sexual life. However, God's design and desire for sexuality is different than what the world has made it to be. And so, how do we live into that? And these two books do a really good job. The videos you'll watch will help explain it. They're by the authors of these two books, the videos you're going to be watching, and um, they'll add to the reading experience, hopefully answer more questions that you might have. Um, as always, our health classes aren't for you to hopefully pass and get through, and it's a requirement for you, but our health classes are always about preparing you for life outside of the classroom. So when you're on your computer by yourself, when you're cooking for yourself, when you are in college, how do you create healthy meals? How do you do exercise? How do you take care of your mental health? These kinds of things when you're not supported by your parents, the church, or the school, how can you do it on your own? So equipping you for when you leave. And this is another part where this is hopefully going to help you grow as husbands, as wives of future spouses. And so you will be prepared. Hopefully, you'll be challenged. Um, it's basically this whole theme for this quarter is going to be focused on pornography. And God created sex good. He created the sexuality, the genders good. However, Satan and sin has entered this world, and so now it's distorted and it's broken. And from this, we get pornography. And I know through discussions with kids in the past, through these courses that we do in grade 6, grade 8, and grade 10, that people think pornography is the only way to learn and know how to do this, and it's okay because it's not your wife or your husband or whatever. But the Bible teaches otherwise. Science proves otherwise. There's no benefits to pornography anywhere in your life, and you'll find that. Um, so the pornography is a result of sin. And the sin is what drives the authors to write these books. They're not writing them as people who are holier than you. They're not writing these books as people who did it right and want you to do it right. No, they're coming from people who really messed up. And through the work of God and the Holy Spirit and through the Bible, they have found forgiveness, they have found freedom, and they have been helping other people walk in this life free of addiction. And so you'll see some of it in the videos, you'll see some of it in the readings, but um, know that they're not saying this just because they want to tell you to be better. They're saying it because they've already made these mistakes, and so we can learn a lot from them. Um, in the videos, they talk quite extensively about what's going on in the world. Those videos are older. I understand that, but as some of you guys have had my presentations in the past, you can see that those numbers of like $13 billion that the porn industry makes every year, those are now up to near 100 million or $100 billion every year that the porn industry is bringing in. How many people are affected? The amount of people who are addicted to pornography is 9 out of 10 men. Okay, I think it's 7 out of 10 girls now. And so there's a lot of people. If you say this doesn't affect you, well, I praise God for that, but it's probably affecting every other person in our class, and that's why it's important for us to talk about and to discuss and do it well. So that's our attempt. Bear with me. It's not going to be perfect. We're doing it online. We're going to do it to the best of our ability. Um, First, you're going to watch this video. There's going to be videos you can watch. They're about an hour each, or for each group. Watch those videos. They'll help you understand who these people are who are writing the books, understand more. And then the next part is creating a website. And you can see here in the background every young man's battle, the Reflection Bible Study website. Okay, book study website. And so you will be reading parts, and there'll be down below you'll see book sections. Those are all included in ManageBack as scanned. You can read it online and then create your website. You are creating a website, okay, to allow um, others to think, allow others to walk through what you're walking through. Okay, so you're going to put reflections in there from each of the readings, verses that stick out to you. Um, Different, we'll get into those, but basically this website is something that you can share with others who might be struggling with pornography, who are walking through this book, who just need someone to talk to. And so accountability is a big thing this book talks about, and this is part of the accountability process. Paper ideas you cover in the course. So here are the sections. Girls have one extra reading, okay? The reading shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. Hopefully, as you're going, you can highlight different parts that stick out to you, and you can put those right into your website as you're going along. Each page, so for each, you're going to have a website. You're going to create it. For each page, for each reading, you need one page. So for each page, which means each reading, you'll need two powerful quotes from the book that spoke to you, so that hit you hard, that made get you thinking, those kinds of things. And then three visuals of any kind, image, chart, Bible passage, multimedia, These can be maybe drawings you made for yourself in reflection, things like that. Um, 3 images of any kind. These are things to help the people who are looking at your website understand what you're saying. There's a lot of visuals that they use in the book, kind of showing how the cycle works of sin, those kinds of things. You can include them. And then one concept that really struck out to you that you can relate to in a short 150 to 200 word reflection on it. So a concept that stuck out to you, write about how you reflected on it. So you should, for girls, you're going to have um, girls, you're going to have 7 pages or 6 page. Girls, you're going to have 8 pages, I think. Boys, you're going to have 7. Um, then the very last page, you will create a final page that is entitled "Where do I go from here?" And it is the criteria D part, page final reflection. All of this you need to share with me through a Word document using Weebly or any other ones. Make sure it looks professional. Tutorials on how to start YouTube videos, or not YouTube videos, websites. They're YouTube videos. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. My computer is really slow. Um, there's the books. I hope um, I hope you get a lot out of this. We will be meeting to talk on Monday, and I hope you guys know that it's not a time of judgment or of trying to make you feel more guilty than you might be feeling after you've been reading the book, but just a helpful way just to come along beside each other and walk through what this book requires us to think about. And so there's a covenant you'll have to sign. Covenant is basically a promise, right? If we're discussing something and somebody brings up something from their past, it's not going to be proclaimed on social media or anything like that, just so we have honesty when we are in our group sessions. And so I hope you found this helpful. I will explain it again in our visual meeting, but just in case you miss it and you need it, here it is. I hope you all have a great day. Stay healthy, stay safe.